Drew, thanks so much for taking the time to chat with us today. Boot Camp, super cute film. Tell us about the casting process, getting involved with it. It's a very uplifting and beautiful story about finding yourself in the least ways expected. How did you get involved? This is your first time leading a film.
That's right. Yeah. And I like to say co-lead too, because this is really Rachel's movie. The casting process was great. She played Whitney Carmichael. She was the first person to be cast. The whole movie sort of hinged on finding the right Whitney Carmichael.
Right.
Once they found her, they started reading for Axel's, and they asked me to read with her one hot summer's day in my apartment when the AC wasn't working, and I was like sweating and I was nervous. But I tried my best, and luckily enough, they liked me, and it worked out.
Did your character in Riverdale, Fangs Fogarty, in any way inform Axel Chandler?
Not so much Fangs, but definitely my peers and Cole and KJ, and they were the leads of Riverdale, and KJ in particular always had his shirt off and was always having. I watched him go through that on Riverdale, having to uphold that sort of archetype of a character. And so I knew that this type of movie was going to be something similar. So I took a lot from them. They offered great advice and really helped out.
You've nailed the physical challenges of this role with aplomb easily. What were the biggest challenges getting into this role?
I think as a supporting character, when you're the supporting character majority of your career, which I always have been, you're either comedic relief, or you pop in and you say something funny and it's like a wink and a smile and you run off. And I had to channel in something different, which was I had to be a lot more reserved. He's a lot quieter. The term is dark and brooding.
Right.
But trying to do that without it being too much of a caricature as well. And the hardest part for me, I think, was trusting that process, having the entire script to sort of develop the character and have that room to breathe, and to just sort of take those small moments and less is more type of thing. That was it.
Right.
I had to sort of turn off the part of my brain that was thinking I was only going to be in it for one scene, so I better make the most out of it and steal the scene. It was no, let's try to let this story develop over the course of the film. And
tell us about your chemistry building with Rachel. I saw a lot of the promo videos where you just jumped up on her and spooked her. In the director, those were so fun. They gave me anxiety by the time I got to them. I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna pop up any moment. What was your relationship like working? How was it working together with Rachel?
Well, speaking on those jump scare videos, that was born out of for me. Every time I work with people on set or whatever, it's long days. You're there for a lot of time, and you try to keep the energy up. And for some reason, ever since I was a kid, I love jump scaring people. So I would do that on set. I have lots of actual behind the scenes videos of me scaring every member of the cast. She's so. She's just a present actress and incredibly talented, and just so with you in the scene. And a lot of the stuff that you see on screen is just little improv moments. I would throw something at her, she would throw it right back. Or, she was incredibly good at that. And in real life too, she's very witty, she's very smart, she's very funny. And so she was able to bring that into our little relationship, and I think it really helped sort of propel them from friends to something more.
Got it. Have you filmed in Toronto before? This is certainly not your first time. You filmed Work It here. I love that movie. Sabrina Carpenter, Liza Koshy. That was an amazing cast. Tell us about Toronto, your recollections of it. What are your spots to go to? What are your favorite things to do in Toronto?
Yes. Okay. So Toronto, actually, I've got deep roots here. I have lots of family that live out here. I used to come here every summer when I was a kid. And so every time I come here, I'm always trying to get some good Jamaican foods and patties.
Yes.
And so I'm always on the hunt for that. The last time I was here, when I was filming Work It, if you remember in that movie as well, Liza Koshy's character, she sees I'm a mattress store salesman, and she sees me, and then all of a sudden my shirt's off.
Yes, I recall very clearly. So
I had to get in shape for that one too, and when we wrapped, I was dying for something delicious and tasty, and I went to this place called Eva's, and they make
chimneys. Oh, so good.
I found it, and I was obsessed with it. Mine had like Nutella in it, and the cone. It was a life-changing experience, and I think we're gonna go there today. If you have a chance, go check out Eva's. Oh my God, it's so good. Have you been there?
Yes, it's and they have that little knob at the bottom, the little chocolate. Oh,
it makes it all worth it.
It's so good.
It's worth it the whole time.
Yeah.
Like you're working towards something.
To tell us about your relationship with your mom. I know she's been a big supporter of you all along. She's single. You're raised by a single mom, biracial. You've been through the Canadian experience and then some. So yeah.
Yeah, my mom, she is a trailblazer. But back when she was going to university, she was very open and like hip to the idea of having like biracial kids and wanting to. That was sort of the future that she wanted to see.
Yeah.
And she did the job of both parents. She is a teacher. She's retired now, but she was a teacher her whole life, and but to me, she was always mom. She would try to like help me out with schoolwork, and I'd be like, "Don't help me out with that. I don't need a tutor. I want to do my own way." But on top of that, she came to every single football game.
Oh.
She was always on the sidelines cheering me on. She came to every single one of my plays. I was always in a play every single year. She came to every single one. And when I told her that, when I graduated high school and I said I want to be an actor, I was really scared. I was nervous. She's a teacher. She's very smart.
Right.
And on my mom's side of the family, there's a lot of like highly educated people. And I was nervous to tell her that, hey, I want to pursue the arts. And she had no hesitation. She completely supported that decision.
Yeah.
And she's always made me feel like I can do anything. And I just, if I have an opportunity to sort of shout out single parents out there that are raising kids on their own, it's if only they knew how much of an impact that they have. It's my mom had that impact on me. It was just incredible. Yeah.
Did a bit of digging. I know during COVID you were rooming with Charles Melton. Yes. He's gone on to great success. And he guys killing it. He
did a movie with like someone named Natalie.
I don't know. Portman. She's some obscure actress. Yeah. But anything he's imparted in your friendship with him.
Charles is a really interesting friend to me. I love him very much, and he has given me some incredible advice throughout being friends with him.
Yeah.
Everything that he would tell me, that or whatever he was going through, or any questions I had, it was always sort of a year away. He would say to me like, here's what I want you to think about. Here's what I want you to like plan for. Here's what I want you to envision for yourself. He's been an incredible support system. He's always a phone call away, and he's sort of been the blueprint for me in a lot of ways. If he's seeing this, dude, I hate to admit it, but I look up to you.
Yeah. What's next?
What's next is, speaking of which, is this film. It's called Sideline, The QB and Me. It's another Wattpad adapted book to screen. And it's being filmed by Toronto's very own Justin Wu.
Yes.
Who's a great friend of mine.
I know him, yes.
Yeah,
he's a sweet guy.
He started out as a photographer. I've known him since 2018. And he reached out to me about this actually before boot camp even started filming. So it was 2 years ago we were going back on this one, and so happy to see that it finally materialized and came to life. And we shot that in May of this year, and it comes out later in the fall, and I'm excited for people to see that. I play an older brother, and so we're a family dynamic. It's been very hard for me to play family members given my racial background. It's hard to sort of place you. This time around, it's two Asian characters, and it's a story about their family trauma and how they kind of have to grow through that, along with a sort of coming of age rom-com too. It's really great. I hope people really enjoy it when it comes out.
Do you get to showcase your football skills? Because I know you had a background. You're saying.
Yeah, I played for 13 years, and I'm not in the pads. I'm not suiting up, but I'm actually in a leadership role as the head coach, and it's his first season as a head coach, and so there's a lot of pressure there. But yeah, I definitely got to sort of draw back from my experiences and the coaches that coached me, and sort of take inspiration from them, and it was a lot of fun.
Amazing. Well, thanks for taking the time to chat.
Yeah, so boot camp comes out August 27th here in Canada. It'll be available on Apple TV and Amazon Prime and video on demand. Please go see it. Please stream it. Please rent it.